Where do billionaires keep their money? When people talk about the super rich, they mainly refer to those who have billions and can buy anything they want. But the question arises, does this person with money beyond the average man's imagination keep money at all? Since they have so much, do they even need to keep money for any reason? And if they do, where on earth would the wealthiest people in the world keep their money? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today, we will be answering the question, where do billionaires keep their money? If you are new here, do well to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Now, to answer the question on a lot of minds, where do billionaires keep their money? If billionaires have so much money, do they need to keep any at all? Many people do not consider when looking up the Forbes list for the richest men in the world because the figures on this list represent their real-time values, and it is constantly changing. A large part of the billionaires' wealth on this list is tied down in stocks. This means that their wealth depends on the performance of the stocks at a given time, and that billionaires do not often have their billions in liquid cash. This does not mean that they do not have cash at all, or that they do not keep their money anywhere. For billionaires, they care, especially for wealth preservation. Since they cannot just keep their money in standard bank accounts, they often find alternatives to ensure their wealth is adequately preserved. Using the word keep is technically incorrect regarding how billionaires sustain their wealth. They often invest in low-risk investments and across multiple options. This ensures that when one asset loses its value, its wealth is still preserved in another asset. So here are 6 places where billionaires keep their money. Corporate bonds. Corporate bonds often perform differently from stocks, which is why the world's wealthiest invest in them. A bond is essentially a loan taken out by a corporation to raise needed funds. Bondholders receive interest payments from these loans. The quality of an individual bond depends on the financial stability of the company issuing that bond. A company's credit rating affects the level of risk with any lending relationship. Generally, bonds issued by less favorable companies pay higher interest rates to bondholders due to the increased risk. In contrast, companies with a high credit rating sell their bonds at lower interest rates. It is important to note that bonds are senior to equity in a company's capital structure, so they would be paid out first if anything goes wrong. Diversified index funds. Generally, an index fund is a mutual fund or exchange-traded fund (ETF), designed to track or emulate the performance of a financial market index, such as the Standard & Poor's 500 index (S&P 500). In simpler terms, an index fund matches or tracks a specific market index in its holdings. In an index, mutual funds' risks are spread across a broad range of investments, operating expenses are low, and portfolio turnover is low. Billionaires generally trust in index funds because of their general stable increase over time. Therefore, they do not mind that there are fluctuations in the index values once in a while, as long as the end value remains on the rise. Warren Buffett, a billionaire who has remained in the top 10 billions list for close to a decade now, has famously said that if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to investing, the best place you can park your money is in the S&P 500. It's essentially a bet on America's best corporations. Art. The wealthy have always valued beautiful works of art. They have coveted and sought out even the most bizarre of art. Why, you might ask? The answer is quite simple. Art is an excellent store of value. With this said, investing in art is by no means an easy task. While returns on a well-chosen piece of art can often make the average man stare in amazement, there is a need for a certain level of skill, expertise, and patience. What happens most often than not is that the wealthy seek out young artists already getting fame and buy off their works at relatively low prices. With time, the artist and his works would increase in value, creating a lot of profit for the rich investor. On the other hand, many billionaires acquire already famed works of art by artists with worldwide reputations, hoping that the value of these pieces would only keep increasing. Works by famous artists such as Van Gogh or Picasso might seem expensive today, but their value only keeps increasing with time. Wine. Like famous artworks, wine is also a very good store of value. But as works of art, the time for the maturity of the value of wine takes a very long time. The most expensive of wines are those that have been stored for over 50 years. Also, bottles of wine made with limited quantity also see a surge of value after being produced. Getting their hands on this limited class of wines makes for a good profit later. Gold. Gold has always been valued, and the idea of keeping gold as a store of value has always been an idea that the wealthy have bought into. In this age, the stock and spot markets provide an opportunity for the average person to buy and sell gold. On the other hand, billionaires go beyond trading gold on the financial markets. They buy actual gold bars, bullion, coins, and jewelry. Since not all billionaires enjoy the idea of keeping solid gold within their confines, they might opt for investment closely tied to gold. This can include shares in mining companies, exchange-traded products, and gold certificates. Real estate. Buying real estate is one trendy way of storing wealth. Many billionaires have a vast amount of properties in their portfolios. These properties include residential, industrial, and commercial properties. There are even billionaires who own islands. These investments are also used to generate revenue for them, while they also deliver tax advantages. Real estate is an excellent way of storing value, but it is not risk-free. There are things to put in mind to ensure that the real estate being bought is profitable. Digital currencies. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and a host of other cryptocurrencies have been touted to be the next form of money and gold. Many of these digital currencies have even gained mainstream usage in recent years. Some billionaires buy into this, and they have invested fortunes in acquiring significant amounts of these digital currencies, with hopes that there would be tremendous increase in the value of these currencies in the future. Although the cryptocurrency space has suffered a recent setback, many billionaires believe it would bounce back and bounce back in a big way. Some of the assets used by billionaires to store wealth cannot be quickly turned into cash. Others generate constant profit. Many of these means for keeping money can be used by the average person, but not in the quantity of the wealthy. Others are far beyond the dreams of the ordinary salary earner. Now you know where the rich keep their money. So which of these places for keeping wealth would you use if you become a billionaire? If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are not already following our channel, we would appreciate a follow. You should also hit the bell button to receive notifications on our latest videos as they arrive. Thanks for your time. Bye for now.